Good morning, guys. Happy Holy Week. It is Tuesday, April the 15th, also known as April the 2nd on the old calendar. So this morning I was reading from my book, The Daily Vitamins for Spiritual Growth. And there's two parts in it that I thought were really beautiful. And it's about Jesus being your friend. And I was edified by this. I feel like a lot of the times Christ can be overwhelming. And these little paragraphs, Jesus as your best friend, kind of helped me to ground a little bit more of what's going on this week and who he is. So I'm going to read those for you if you are interested. This is from March 26th. So there's actually two little blurbs I'm going to read. One is from March 26th about Christ being your best friend. And then also from April 1st, which was yesterday, on the only friend who never goes away. They're short, but they're just beautiful. So I'll first read Christ is your best friend. If I were to summarize in a few words what happened on Good Friday, I would go where there are broken people, wounded people, poor people, oppressed people, lost people, forgotten people, sinful people, and I would say to them, a friend of yours died tonight. Who is a greater friend than Jesus? The greatest work that Jesus did was not at the marriage feast in Cana, where he turned the water into wine. The greatest work that Jesus did was not when he calmed the storm on the Sea of Galilee or came walking to Peter on the waves. The greatest work that Jesus did was not when he made the blind to see, the deaf to hear, and the dumb to speak. The greatest work that Jesus did was not when he raised Lazarus, who had been dead for 4 days. The greatest work that Jesus did was not when he taught as one having authority or scathingly denouncing the Pharisees for their hypocrisy. The greatest work that Jesus did was not when he spoke in such a manner that those who heard him said, "No man ever spoke as this man." What then was his greatest work? His greatest work was achieved in those dark hours on the cross at Calvary. Christ's greatest work was dying for us. Greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. John 15:13. Our friend laid down his life for his friends, for you and me. So I'm just going to read the very first sentence again that I highlighted that I thought was so beautiful. If I were to summarize in a few words what happened on Good Friday, I would go where there are broken people, wounded people, poor people, oppressed people, lost people, forgotten people, sinful people. And I would say to them, a friend of yours died tonight. So before I read the next one, there's a little section here for pondering that I thought was good. And it says, those early fathers of the church who wrote in Greek coined a beautiful phrase that summarized for them the full meaning of Jesus Christ. They called Jesus philanthropos, which means the lover of mankind. Okay, so now the final reading I'm going to read for you is from April 1st, called The Only Friend Who Never Goes Away. So going on the same theme of Jesus as our friend. No matter in which direction we turn for satisfaction, other than towards you, Lord, it will lead to pain. Not at once, but eventually. The object of our devotion may be good and pure and beautiful, but it is nothing apart from you. Every object of beauty has its spring and its fall. It begins its life in the spring, grows to perfection of form and beauty, and then grows old and withers away. The more speedily it advances to perfection, the more speedily it comes to an end. This improvement is part of your divine plan to show us that even the loveliest and best things in creation are not complete in themselves. They are part of the whole creation. And by withering and passing away, they make room for other creatures which are to follow. So, Lord, deliver me from exaggerated love of any of your creatures, for by their nature they come and go, moving irreversibly to their end, yet tearing our affections apart with desires that can never be fulfilled. Man's spirit longs to commit itself to what it loves, but it cannot commit itself to your creatures, because instead of remaining, they fly away. But no one loses you, Lord. You do not change. You have no fall, no winter, no beginning, no ending. You are the only friend who never goes away. St. Augustine. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did and found it to be true that anything you fall in love with in life eventually does go away. And God is the only thing that remains constant, and the only thing that you can grab onto. I have found that to be true. And yet I forget often and fall in love with creatures over and over again, only to be shown that this is futile, right? I hope you guys have a beautiful Holy Week and Pascha coming up this weekend. And I will talk to you real soon.